So I think this is our first session together.
Yes.
I will just quickly give you an introduction. My name is Aprajhita. I am from Kerala. I have completed my post graduation in history and I freelance. So
Oh,
content writing or something like Lapping Go. These are basically what I do. Session topic that we have for today is related to fashion. Do you feel like that's a topic you'd be interested to talk about?
yes, we may.
I mean, we also have an extemporary topic in between, like, which is basically you can choose between the two. You can. So, do people have a right to be happy, or should they earn it? That's the first question. And the second one is people should live on Mars. So, which one would you like to answer?
Okay, I would like to go for the first one.
Hmm.
And it's very true that it's a right that we should be happy. We must be happy. And the things change when we depend on others for our happiness. And that's the reason we feel depressed and the situation is just like this all around us.
So, what you're saying is if you base your happiness on yourself and don't give the power to anyone else,
Yes,
basically, to
yes.
make you happy. Like no one else can make you happy, you become
Yeah,
happy. Is that
yes,
the kind of thing?
yes.
Okay, understood, sir. uh, I think your video is getting stuck. Yes,
Maybe
I can
network
see you
issue.
now. No, no, it's fine now. You think that everyone should be happy. All right, fair enough. With regard to fashion, like, do you think fashion plays an important role in our lives?
Not everywhere. It depends upon our choices. It depends upon
Hmm.
the field that we go in, that we are in. There are
Hmm.
so many fields where fashion never matters. But I think a personality which we should develop for ourselves, it does matter. I think
Okay.
personality is more important than fashion and your confidence, like internal virtues that humans should have.
Hmm. Okay. So, are you up to date at all with any of the current fashion trends, or what to say?
Not at all. But social media these days,
Yes.
they convey you everything. The kind of media influencers we are
Mm-hmm.
getting these days are like just disgusting. There are many, they call themselves like a fashion influencer,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
hope you may have also heard of them.
I have no real idea.
So you
I
don't
don't.
scroll social media.
I am very limited on social media, and
Okay,
it's mostly to follow my friends, like what
okay,
they are doing with their lives, and then lots of art pages.
okay,
So I like to draw, so art pages and maybe like tiny puppy dogs because I like dogs. I have
okay.
a puppy at home as well.
Oh,
So
that's
yes.
that's very good, and that's very unusual as well. And I find you your accent also quite different from the people that southern part of India have.
Okay.
I mean to say, like your accent is just like us, the northern part of India, like eastern part of India. I belong to.
Okay.
But that's
I
that's
try to keep it neutral,
okay.
accent
Okay.
neutral, basically.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, what inspire, like, apart from fashion, because I don't think there's any sense in talking about it,
Okay.
quite honestly, since so what inspired you to teach English, if I may ask?
Um, Actually, for up till the 10th class, 10th grade, even I was not interested in this subject. But I thought,
Hmm.
especially the students of Bihar and Jharkhand, the rural states, the students face so many problems while learning English. And I thought I can make it easier for them. And that's what I got like motivated for just. teach them. And uh, in order to teach, I also learned so many things. And even, we all are learners at any stage of life, and that's what I am doing.
Yes, yes, understood. I think even I didn't have any actual intention of being a teacher or on this side of the
Oh,
platform, even. It was more like an accidental
yes.
discovery, and
Okay.
I enjoyed what I was doing, at least in this
Yes.
context, where you are teaching it as a language
Yes.
instead of an actual subject. So I think
Yes.
it's very different from a subject in a language that way.
Yes.
And because I enjoyed it, of course, then I started pursuing more and learning more things. So grammar, even it was not my cup of tea. I never really
Okay.
knew grammar properly. I knew how to speak, but
Yes.
not necessarily grammar. So I think by teaching people, I learned it myself so that I could explain it better. And I think uh, you are constantly a learner, like
Yes.
you mentioned,
Yes.
throughout the
Yes.
course
It's
of
a
life.
fact.
So are you working in Jharkhand or working
Um,
with a?
it's a border area where I'm residing currently.
Okay,
So the students of both states, Bihar and Jharkhand, come to me.
okay.
I cover
Yes,
the
I.
syllabus of both boards, state boards
Okay,
especially.
okay. Understandable. I feel um, a lot of initiatives are being taken recently. Like Teach for India is a organization that is started with the intention of teaching students
Yes.
that don't have opportunities like you do in big cities, basically,
Yeah.
or even in big cities, the ones that don't have access to that kind of education. So I think providing education, making it accessible for students this way is of great help.
Yes. It pleases you much more when the people who are the learners around you are more interested in learning. It pleases you
Mhm.
more.
Yes, I genuinely feel like they'd be very grateful also, in the sense of, how do I explain this? Like even having teachers that are able to explain things, it is not accessible for them. Like
Yes.
if you, I mean, you probably know your place better than I do, but
Yes. Yes. It's a very rural area, and
hmm,
even I teach online on YouTube.
hmm,
Many students, even the different parts of India, they praise the way I teach, the language which I use, the simplest form of language. I don't believe in
hmm.
making words so difficult,
Oh yes,
using tough words.
yes,
I just
of
believe in,
course,
like, express yourself as simple as possible.
yes. Especially with teaching, because all the
Yes.
fancy vocabulary in the world does not serve any purpose if you
Yes.
cannot communicate
Yeah.
effectively to the person you're speaking with.
Yes.
And I think that is where a lot of teachers fail, in the sense that
Yes.
they know they have a lot of content also,
Yeah.
they are very knowledgeable,
Yeah.
but they're not able to articulate it or like explain it in a
Yeah.
manner that everyone will understand. So you should know your audience also, who
Yes.
you're speaking with, and based on that, change vocabulary
Sometimes
and.
we also behave very pretentious, pretentious. And I
Mhm.
think, like, we just use difficult vocabularies just in order to, like, impress others, like, to make an influence on others, and that's not a right thing, I think.
Most people on the platform also, like,
Yes.
it's not that they're being pretentious, but they want to learn words
Yes.
that
Yes.
are fancy, or they want to learn, because when I tell them that it's sufficient that they speak in simple
Yeah.
language, they are not satisfied with that answer. Like,
Yes.
you can converse almost 90% of your conversations with just 10% of the
Yeah.
vocabulary. This is something that a professor told me sometime last year, and I was very shocked. I never really thought about it,
Yeah.
but it's true.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
regular conversations don't require
Yes.
all that vocabulary. So, but then everyone wants to impress people. So the same point,
Yeah.
ultimately, I've heard people say, no, but you want to have that impact or that effect on people.
Yes.
And I told them I had situations where I have taken lessons in class,
Yes.
um, seminars, like our professors
Yeah.
would give it. They were just asking us to speak in English, and the majority of students were from rural backgrounds, so they
Yeah.
couldn't understand. And one child came up to me after one seminar was done, and they were telling me, I didn't understand a thing you said, but it must be very good. It sounded very good.
Yes.
And I realized that is the most pointless compliment you can get, because if they have not understood means
Yes.
you need to rethink the way you've done it. And since then I've sort of understood that you have to keep it simple,
Yes. So,
basically.
what are you pursuing currently? Are you studying?
I freelancing, so I try to do content writing if possible,
Oh,
when possible. But these days I've put shifted my focus to this kind of a setup. So
okay.
I've been working on a couple of courses, certification courses,
Okay.
like TEFL and such,
Okay.
for
Okay.
teaching English. That is what I'm doing at the moment. I
Okay.
completed my post graduation
Okay.
already.
Oh, that's great. So,
Mhm.
what was your subject?
History.
Three. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yes, sir. I think the session is almost about to end as well.
Yes.
I don't really have much of a feedback because almost everything I heard was correct only.
Okay.
I think you wanted to brush up your skills, maybe like to converse specifically,
Yes. Yes.
um,
That's it.
because conversation improves, fluency improves only when we are in touch with the language.
Yes.
So, that I think you will be able to achieve by the end of whatever number of sessions you're having, hopefully, on the
I hope
platform.
so as well.
Yes, sir. I hope you have a nice day ahead.